Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's live stream. We are live and we are doing question time, which is a live show where I get to answer your questions related to games development, Unreal Engine, or anything you want to ask at all. It's totally up to you how and what you want to ask. All you got to do is put your question into chat and I'll try and grab as many as I can within the hour or so that we are here. And if I do miss your question, don't fret, just put it back into chat again and I'll try and catch it again next time. So all we've got to do is put your question in the chat whilst we're waiting for questions to flood in. Let me just turn down this volume because it's crazy loud in my ear. There we go. Reminders that we have our Riley Games Fall Jam of 2023, where we are doing a Games Jam starting on October 23rd, and it's free to sign up. Winner gets $300 cash prize, and the theme will be announced on the 23rd of October. So feel free to sign up. It's good fun. We'll be playing the top rated ones live on stream and rewarding them live on air too. And reminder again, if you're now on Patreon and you're a gold or higher member, you have access to the gold portal where you'll now find access to project files, including my project files from my videos, ones from Luke and ones from Dan, our new 3D modeler, who is going to be doing 3D modeling tutorials for you all. And so you'll be getting assets from us that you can download each month as part of your Patreon gold subscription. So thank you so much, everyone who is supporting the channel over on Patreon. If you do want to support the channel, head over there right now and you can subscribe. And you can also take part in this month's October 2023 Creator Challenge. Creator Challenge is a monthly challenge where you get to do a little game jam type thing. But I'll give you feedback about what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong, what you can improve. And ultimately just put your skills to the test as a little motivation to make stuff. So if you're getting a bit stuck, you don't know what to do, have a crack at the Creator Challenge. It's good fun to try and do it, and you may walk away with one of my little badges that I'm going to try and send out as best I can, depending on where you are in the world. Little metal badges. The only way you can get them so far is through Creator Challenge or see me in person. So if you see me in person, oh, hello, I've just dropped it, great. If you see me in person at various events, feel free just to say hi. I'll probably have some of them on my person, and you can take one away with you. I'll be at EGX in London this coming week, next week. If on the Friday, definitely, maybe the Saturday as well. And a little announcement as well. I'll be also at the Indian Game Developer Conference on the November 3rd. It's the Friday of that first week, so I'll be in India. Doing a talk at the Game Developer Conference over there. So if you are in India and you are going to be there, feel free to say hi. You probably will sleep now if you're in India. So if you are, there you go. I'll be there giving the talk about... I just found it. I dropped. So that's where it is. And yeah. And I'll also be at the Game Developer Conference in San Francisco as well in March, by the way. So you can always find me there too. Anyway, let's jump in. So let's go to these first questions. Unc Games, his question is, how are you? I'm okay. I'm very tired, but I'm okay. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but we've got a lot going on this month. It's my birthday on the 16th. It's my wedding anniversary on the 23rd. It's the channel's anniversary the week after that. So busy week, busy month. Next question from Red Fog SX. Is that always recommended to deactivate physics when something like enemy, car, missile is not in player radius? Yes. There's all sorts of really cool things you can try and do to improve network latency. Not network, so like just performance. So you could deactivate physics, but bear in mind that if you do deactivate the physics, you won't know where it is when you do want to turn it on. But I mean, yes, deactivate physics when you. Usually, some games will do is they'll time out the physics simulation, so it'll simulate physics as it rolls on the floor and then turn it off. So yeah. Jad Kato. My question is, I want to do a QTE like the ones in a horror game where you have to fix generate by clicking the right key fast, and if you failed, do the action, and thank you. You're welcome. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make a clickable mini game type thing. Right, so we need something to interact with. So we're going to go ahead and make something simple interaction system. I'm not going to go through the whole process. So we'll do BP. We'll do a generator like you're describing in Dead by Daylight. And in our generator here, we're going to do a very simple overlap-based interaction system. Nothing too crazy. Hang on, this mic is getting right in my way. Hang on, let me just adjust it. Let me know if that's too much. It's just getting in my way in my hands. It's really annoying. Yeah, so in here we're gonna need a box collision. And that'll do for there. And I'll add a box itself, just so you can actually see what the hell's going on. Like that. And I'm gonna guess you want it like Dead by Daylight, where it sort of locks you into it, and then you can, you're doing something with it, so detach the camera from it, maybe. So I'm gonna do something like that. Let's add a camera to it. I'm gonna do a spring arm, and then on that spring arm, I'm gonna do a camera. And let's just rotate that thing, position it in an interesting way. Something like that. Like that. Okay. And I'm just going to increase the size of this box. Like that. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is make the player get basically trapped into this thing. So when they interact with this thing, they are now basically looking through it and are now interacting with it. So I'm going to do on back to begin overlap. We're going to first of all check that this is actually the player character. So you do equals to get player character. If you're using a different interaction system, you just do that bit on there. I'm not doing an interaction system because it'll take too long. And I want to get through it quickly so I can answer more questions. But you just do interact with. So if you've done my inventory series, for example, you just use interact with. But I'm cheating because of time. So I'm going to do enable input on this thing with the get player controller. Control. And yeah, that'll do. And when I push the E key, can't see my keyboard. I'm keep hitting the keys wrong. I'll just pick one of these and just E. There you go. So when I push the E key, I want it to basically disable movement on the character, lock them into the scene, and make them interact with this thing now. So when I push E for the first time, we're going to basically possess this thing. So I need to have my player character. And we're going to have in here disable movement. Let me figure out if there's a better way of doing this, because this is really annoying me. This mic. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Okay. So that's a bit better. So yeah, disable movement for the player character. And then I want to possess this camera. So I'm going to get the controller. And we're going to do set view target with blend to this camera here. Okay, and that's going to start the process. Okay, so we'll trigger that as start process. And a rule of thumb, by the way, that's really useful to do is whenever you're doing inputs like this, try not to link. I know I'm guilty of this, but try not to link the code itself to the input itself. It's better to have it as a function or event like this, and then call it from the input directly like that. The reason being is that then you can call this function with and without the input. The input's just going to trigger the function. So it's a good idea to try and do that. Oh, hello. And something like this, you could even like convert to a function if you want. Make life a little bit nicer and cleaner. So debug key, start process, and we're going to start a timer on that process. So do set timer. spacebar event. And we'll just do like 5 seconds, for example. Create an event node. And we're going to create a matching event. One problem you'll find with this is as soon as you do that, it's going to add it to the function. You can't have events to the function. So you have to cut it from there and put it into your event graph, which breaks a few things, but we'll fix that in a second. So this will be exit process or end process. And this is going to be basically doing the opposite of what we've got going on the start process. So I'm going to just take this, add this, and paste them here. Cut movement, set movement mode to walking. Get player controller. Set view target with blend. And we set that to the player character. Okay, so and again we can convert that to event to a function, again making life a little bit nicer. Now go back to my start process and we've got this create event. Just make sure, yep, compiled it, that looks okay. And the timer here we need to store as a value because we'll be changing this timer all the time. So we want to make sure that we are promoting it to a variable so we can access it. So we'll do process timer. Okay, so let's just test this out, this little theory out. If I drag out my generator and let me just place it here. Okay, hit play and I walk up to it, hit E, and my characters are obviously invisible, but they're there, and after 5 seconds it should go back to my player character like that. So that's the first bit. The first bit is you're now in control of this generator and it's doing something. Okay, now you've got the Q to E part, so you want to spam the key over and over and over again. So what you want to do is ideally use input controls. So let me just do it properly that way. First person input, input action. We call it interact. And in here, we are going to do, not in here, sorry. In the context, and add that mapping to it. E. I can now get rid of that and put in my interact. Let's go and started. Now I'm going to use the same key to do the spamming thing. So I can hit E to start it, and then I've got to keep hitting E to generate it. If I stop pushing E, then we're going to have an issue. So what we're going to do is on the start process, we only want to do this once, and that's if the process has already started. So what we can do for that is we can say if the process timer is valid, that means I've already started it. So I don't need to make another variable for this. You can do, like make another boolean saying like has started, but you don't need to. You've got something there that would only exist if it was already started. So if that's false, it's going to start the process. If it is true, and I'm going to hit the button again, I'm going to basically restart that process timer. Okay. And I can go into variables and also do number of hits or number of clicks. So we'll do number of hits, we'll call it. And we'll do an integer. The number of hits here will go up. And we can increment it or decrement it depending on what you're trying to do. I'm going to increment it like that. And if I go to the process timer now, oh, no. Go to start process. I'm just going to copy the start. If you want it to like keep pushing the timer up, so hang on, let me rephrase. If you don't want it to push the timer back up, so you've only got 5 seconds to do as many as you can, leave it as it is like this, and it'll count how many you've done. If you don't want it to do that and you want it to restart the timer basically every single time, you just keep pushing this. And so I'm going to put this in again and again and again. And on the end process, if I go to end process, I'm going to print out the number of hits I've had. But obviously, this could be anything. It could be if number hits is over a certain value, the thing is destroyed, maybe. Whatever you like. But let's just test it first of all like this. And go up to it. Okay. 21. I hit 21 times. Okay. So you got something like that. And that, say, is restarting that meter all the time. Now, what we can do is restart it by a certain amount, not the full amount every single time. So if I go back to my graph here, when I'm giving a time here, rather than restarting the time, I can get the current time that's left from it. Time remaining. Yep. And I'm going to multiply this by 1.01. So it's going to increase by 1%. It's going to give me an extra boost of 1%. For example. Yeah, so you can keep doing that. But really, it comes down to you how you want to do all of this stuff. It could be done by you hit a certain keys in a certain order, then that's something else you've got to do differently. But the basics are here. This is what you tend to do, something like this. But it is going to vary greatly depending on what kind of design you're going to go for in your game. So in this one, for example, the bar is going to be getting slower and slower. But I can hit it as many times as I like. 32. Okay. I'm working a treat. If you wanted some UI to go with that, we'll just do some UI quickly. Generator bar. And I'm going to go add canvas. A progress bar. And I'm just going to anchor it to the center. And bring it down a bit. Like that. Do 500. That'll do. And that's variable. That's good. And then I want to also do a text. Obviously, this could be an image. It's probably better as an image, but for now, it'll do just fine. And this is going to go E. And that'll be the E you got to smack. Okay. And we'll just make that a bit bigger. Do 40. There you go. So, on the graph here, we need to know what generator this is using. So we need a reference to the generator. And you'll get the reference as a BP generator. And what you're going to do is when you start the generator, we're going to spawn this widget on. So therefore, we need to send it on its spawn. So what you do, you turn on editable and then expose on spawn. That allows you to set it at the time of its creation. Then that means on the construct, we can get what we need from it. So I'm going to go to generator. And we're going to go in here and get the timer, process timer. There it is. And I want to use this, maybe on the construct, but on tick instead. On the progress bar, we're going to do set %. And we'll do time remaining. Get time remaining by handle. And I'm going to do normalize to range to get that in between 0 and 1 because percentages of a progress bar go from 0 to 1. To range. And we start with 5 seconds, so. Okay. I'm going to make the E key flash every time I hit it. So we're going to go to a very simple IA interact input on this. And every time this is started here, I'm going to get the text value here. Drag it out. Set render scale. Obviously, you can do the animation for this if you want. 3 by 3. Delay by 0.2 seconds. And then set it back down to 1. There's a cheap background. Okay, so now on the generator, when I start the process, we want to create the widget. To the generator. And self will go in the generator. And then add to viewport. Okay. Okay, so we go into there. And you can see me, I'm tapping it and the bar is going up a little bit. And E is obviously spamming as well. Yep. There you go. Just need to make it disappear when it's finished. So on the generator, I just need a reference to it. Widget. And on end process, I'm just going to remove it. Oh, no. Remove from parent. Okay. Okay. There you go. I'm just going to get some tissue. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I just came over. We were all like snotty and gross. But yeah, there you go. So there's a way of doing it. Next question. How to reverse ragdoll. Officially, you can't. So, and I don't have the animation to do it, but you need a get up animation where they get up from a dead pose. And then what happens is they'll blend that dead pose from their physics pose. So you turn off physics and you turn to play its animation. Which animation you play depends on like if they're facing up, down, whatever, but it's never perfect. Oh, hang on. Oh dear. Next question. So I'm just trying to find one we can answer. Oh my god, I'm gonna come over ill all of a sudden. Ryan, do you think you could show a quick example of how to disable the physics real quick for a character? Well, the character physics only kick in with the character movement, so you just have to disable character movement. That's all. Question. Curious how to make an inventory system like in Sons of the Forest 1 or 2 with the building system from Green Hell. I haven't played any of those, so I can't comment on what they do differently, but I'll take a look at it and let you know in the future. Next question. Hi, Tom. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. A fix. Hey Ryan, I have a simple problem. I'm still learning. I set up a third person as a side scroller. I want to rotate a cone point. Point it to where my mouse is when I click. I'm gonna guess side scroll. You want it to go like over their heads, then a fix like that. Let me just bring in a third person character. No, you want the cone to go like the aiming cone to go around them. I'm guessing that's what you're trying to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Let me just go to the third person map instead, actually. Sure. And let's make this a side scroller first of all. So I'm gonna go into my character. Camera. We're gonna take the camera boom here. I'm going to turn it around. But first of all, I need to turn off the control rotation and inherit turn off all the inherits really. And just do that. And on the controls, I want left and right to be from the camera's point of view. So I'm going to get the camera, get player, camera, manager, and get the camera's rotation. Because whenever you're doing side scrolling, it's actually relative to the camera, not to the world. So, or where you're controlling the character. So you need to get the camera's position and rotation. The rest will be the same. You can delete that. And do the same thing here. Okay, and that should give us a side scroller. Like that. Okay. So to do side scroller, I need to turn off the up and down movement as well. Actually, I don't need that, do I? Forward and back. Turn it off. There we go. There we go. So side scroller. So you want like an aiming cone to go around them. You have it on top of him, and I want it to rotate and point where clicked. Okay. So, anyone know how to lock the frame rate in game? You can't lock it in game, but you can lock it. At least you may be able to, but I don't think so. But you can do it in the project settings. You can lock the frame rate there. So with the side scroller cone, at any point, Afix, correct me if I'm wrong about what you're trying to do to this. So I'm going to add a static mesh cone. Like that. And you want that to point at wherever I click on the screen. So it would be like this. Is that correct? What you're trying to do? Or you try and make it go like orbit at the character? You can do either one. Right. Shows what you're trying to achieve. Rotate and pointing end is pointing at mouse. Oh, okay. Right, so we'll have it like that. The rotation, though, you're going to have an issue with, but we'll show you how to fix that, is because by default, this cone shape, for example, is pointing up by default. We don't want it. We want to point forwards, but more on that in a minute. So, first thing, let's just get it following the mouse. So, I need to be able to see the mouse cursor to be able to test this out properly. So, I'm going to go on by begin play. Get my player controller. And just set show mouse cursor. Show mouse cursor. I'm going to tick that to be true. Now we've got that. I want it to always check where my mouse is. Always. So we can use a tick event for that. Something like that. And in this case, I want to just constantly check where my mouse is on the screen and project into the world. So I'm going to do project. Oh, hang on. I need to get the controller first. Project screen location to world space. So I'm going to do that. And in here, we've got screen X and screen Y. This is where you get the position of the mouse on the screen. So get cursor, is it position? No. Get mouse position. Yeah. There you go. Get mouse position. And that's going to give us the location and world direction. Now, the location is actually where the camera is in the world, because that and relative to the camera in the world. The direction is which way it would be going into the world from the mouse point. Now, if you told it just to look at where the mouse is location-wise, it'll point at the camera most of the time because that's where it is. So what we need to do is project it into the scene at a certain distance. So I'm going to take the world direction here. And we're going to multiply that by the camera's length, the camera boom's length. So I'm going to get arm length and convert it to a float. So if this is set to like 400, for example, the directions go 400 into the screen from the camera point of view. Okay. So now I know this location space here at the end of the point. I need to get this, add this. Let's just actually fix that because that's going to bug me. There you go. And that's going to give me my endpoint. This is where the mouse is in the world in line with the player character. So what I can do now is get the look at rotation of it. So get look at, oh no, find look at, sorry, it's find look at rotation. There we go. And so the target will be this one. The start is going to be the meshes of the cone's location. So get world location. And it's world location because this is a component. Components we need the world location for. Actors can use actor location. So put that in the start. And then I'm going to just drag out my mesh and do set relative. Set world rotation. Now, as I said, the rotation of this will be broken because its default rotation is incorrect. So we're going to just see how incorrect it is. So yeah, go here. Okay, so you can see here, it's like, look at my mouse, but it needs to rotate another 10, 20 degrees. No, another 90 degrees, sorry. So I'm going to go in here and combine rotators. And I want to rotate it in the Y by 90 degrees. So I'm going to do Y 90. Okay. So, look, minus 90 is what I need. Oh, wait, no, hang on. What's going on here? It works fine that side, but not this side. Why not? Quartonians suck. Why are they doing that? What? Well, one thing I'm going to want to do anyway, I'll do it now, is I'm going to clamp it to be just rotating in one axis. So we're just going to take this, split, and just do the Y one, which is pitch. So now it only goes like round that way. Okay, so now I've clamped it. You can see where it's getting the wrong way round. So rather than 90, it's going to be minus 90. Minus 90. Why is that still looking a bit weird? It's fine up here, but not down here. And that's because the values go into negative. Okay. You're welcome, Ian. Why would it do that? So the reason why we get issues like this is because rotators use are what we call quaternions. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. So the way it calculates when it goes past like 360, for example, it basically restarts back round again, essentially. But it's instead of 360, it's 180 and minus 180. So rather than doing that, oh, did me. How else can we do it? Well, let's take a look. We'll print it out and have a look what numbers we're getting. Let's debug this live. So let's print it out and we can see what numbers we're dealing with. So the correct ones are the ones where it's negative. Oh no, not when it's negative. When it is... When the absolute of it is... 80? That's a weird number. Why 80? That's a weird number. Like 90 you'd expect. That makes more sense. But why 80? Like 182? It hits 82 before it starts to revert back. What? And it's the same over here. No, it's not. $83, $82, $82, yeah. Why that number? That's a weird one. Let me remove the combine for a second and just see what we get from that. See, that looks correct. So if you imagine like... Oh, no, it's not correct. I'm going to guess the location of my mouse is wrong. That's the only thing I can think of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw debug. Draw debug. We'll do sphere. And I'm going to draw a debug location where I've calculated my mouse to be. So I'm going to put that up here in the center. Radius 100. Color, we'll make it nice and bold to stand out. Duration 0. Thickness 10. And then we'll bring that down to there. So the other thing I think of is like it's in the wrong position. Yeah. So, no. Right. No, it looks... That looks kind of right. The direction's not... So if you look at my sphere here, if I go from left to right, notice how when I'm down here, it becomes... It's like a circle around the character. Because the radius here is locked to the camera's point of view. So it's 400 radius. So you see how it goes like in a circular shape. It's not flat. So we need to fix that. That'd be why. So, the target arm length, world direction. I want to get the world direction. Okay, rather than using that direction, I'm going to use the camera's direction. Get player camera manager. And get the forward vector of it. and use that instead. Because that ain't changing. So, okay, kind of there. Just need to change the... still getting weird issues with this. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Well, location of the screen. Add the forward vector. Oh, I'm probably doing this all wrong. So if I can't just do that. Yeah, no. So could be negative times a negative equaling a positive. It could well be, but I need to make it flatter in the world. Right, world location of the mouse plus the forward vector of this times that. So the depth there is correct. That was correct. I know what else I can try. Hit result under cursor by channel. Rather than using this, I'm going to break this open and use the end location, trace end, by that. There you go. Trace end. Hit result under cursor. Now I want to get direction, sorry, from the start to the end. So direction, start to end. That is there. And then that go into there. Right, let me try this. If it, oh, whoops. This one. Let's see what happens here. Well, our sphere's gone. Walkies, I don't know where I gone. Get unit direction of that. Or I'm guessing this is returning 0, 0 because there's nothing underneath it. So if I change the camera, my mouse will hit the player character. And therefore... Oh no. Where's the... Oh, it's over there. So it's relative to 0, 0. So what are we actually getting out of that then? Oh, I didn't add it to the actual location. Whoops. I've got the directions. I got to, right, okay. That's my problem. Direction, yeah, I'm being dumb. Get actor location. I was adding two directions together, not a direction or location. There we go. Right, so I need to change that back to use a different trace channel. Visibility. Although, why is it going so far away? Am I adding it twice? Add to location. Oh, I am. I don't need to add the length to it. I just need to do that. Because I'm adding it to the player's location, not the camera's location. So that's fine. There you go. But now it's not moving. Oh, I would not act to location there. I want to do it. No, what do I want to do? Trace. Well, let's have a look what trace ends doing. This has really bugged me now. Trace end's going to go really far away. I think. Oh no, yeah, it's 0, 0. Which we don't. This feels like it'd be something simple, and I think I've done something like similar to this before, but I can't. My mind's going blank. Right. Convert screen to world. Get mouse position. Ooh, X and Y. Location. Camera. Forward vector. Why is that locked to it now? World location. Got the location. I want to project into the scene by a direction, which is this. And the location under the mouse. Yes. Why is that being weird? Hi, Sohaib. Hi, Eric. How you doing? Got a mini problem. It should be simple, but I can't think what the hell it is. We got screen location. That's a world location of it in the screen space, on the camera view. We're now going, adding that location of 400 to get the depth. Okay, I think it's just because the camera vector, the way it's positioned, because it's perspective. I think that causes a problem. If it was flat, not a problem. But I think the angle between like the camera, like on the relative space, the screen here is quite small, but in a distance it gets further away, obviously. So I need to project it by the direction of not the camera's location, but the direction between the camera's point of view and the arrow out. Oh, okay. Right, I know. We're going to do some trigonometry. What day is going to be at EGX? I'm going to be on Friday, maybe Saturday at EGX. Right, so I think I need to do trigonometry. So if I've got, I know that direction, and I know that direction, I need to work out what that length needs to be to reach that length of 400. So, got this direction and that direction. Because this won't be 400. This will be changing based upon... I need a pen and paper. Hold on. I need to draw a diagram. Help me understand it. Okay, so I need to work out the distance between the mouse cursor and the player character first of all. You can do an invisible plane, I guess. Yeah, you could do that. But we're going to try to do it trigonometry-wise. So, bear with me. So, in trigonometry terms, I'll do a diagram, actually, so you can see what I've drawn. So you can... Okay, so top down, there's our camera. There's our player character. We know this direction, and we know this length. Yeah, this one is 400. We know, and we want to get to, like, this point here. Okay, we want to get to that. So, the thing we need to find out is how far away we need to move this line along. We know the direction of it, we just need to know how far we have to go. And we can work out the distance between the character and the marker in the horizontal space by working out the tangential of that line. So basically, we know this angle. We've got these two directions. We know this angle, and if I know that angle and I want to find out this, that would be the adjacent, and that's the opposite. So we need to use the tangential to get that, basically. Nice, confusing trigonometry. Whoa. Okay, it's going to keep me up at night. Yeah, I'm going to keep going until I get this one right. So, so we need to do the inverse tangent. So we need to do tan, and we'll do a tan in degrees. And we know the a tan 2. We need a tan. Yeah. No. Hold on. I've forgotten. Give me a second. I have to remember my high school trigonometry. The difference is we can't use distances because we need to know the distance. That's what we're trying to find out. The distance is going to change based upon the angle that it goes at. So I need to... Oh, we don't want to do inverse tan. We want to do just tan. Yeah, inverse tan. Not inverse tan, normal tan. Sorry. Right. Okay. So, we've got do the two directions. We've got this direction and we've got this direction. We need to work out the angle between the two. So to work out the angle between the opposite and the hypotenuse, we need to do sine. I need to do sine. Vector cosine angle 2D. No, that's cosine. I want sine. Oh, I'll just do that. It'll be fine. Vector cosine. And put that there, that there. And this will return the angle for tan. And that should give us the length that we need to go for here. I believe that's right. No. The cosine. Yeah. No, Jonathan, you can't, because you get like it's a radius around it, which we discovered is a radius distance. We can't just put it in there like that. If you want to get like perfectly on that horizontal plane, I mean, the cheat trick is to put an invisible plane on the player, behind the player, and then just project onto it with a line trace and then get that result. But I feel like I want to try and do it in the mathematical sense. Distance equals 400 times the cosine. Oh, yes, we've got not cosine, it's multiplied this by that. But yes, multiply that. 400. No, hang on. Why is that going this really small number? 400. Oh, whoops. Moving. It's that. Multiply that. No, that's it. No. 400 cos angle. You say it's 400 cosine angle. Okay. Well, it will trust your maths, Eric. So, there's a cosine. Multiply that by 400, and then cosine that, and that's. Oh, what was I doing by direction? Oh, that might be why I was doing something wrong there. Because that should be. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. It should be like that. Yeah, no. And oh, not 10. No. We've got the cosine is adjacent. Oh yeah, we want cosine, yeah. So that gives us that angle. We're gonna Then for the distance, I want the 400. I want a distance between. Oh, I don't know the distance between the other two. That's why. That's the issue I need to find. Oh well, yeah. This is where your cosine comes in. Cosine degrees. Not degrees there. Yeah. What about 400? That'll give us a distance between the two. No. Why can't I not do trigonometry anymore? 400. That way. Vector cosine. We've got this. We've got that. That's got. Tick that. We've got that. If I'm working at this distance here. Got the angle. Find the missing leg using A, B, 10A, 10B. I know that one. Sorry, I'm looking at a diagram. I know that. I know that. It would be this length, 400 times 10A. Yeah, that's what I did. 400. Oh, times. Oh, hang on. 10 degrees. Oh, that. That's what I need to do. And that gives me the length. Right, and that, yeah, okay. That's going to give me the length of the side coming out of the player character. Okay, so we got that. Then I need to project that. I need to get the length of the hypotenuse, which is just Pythagoras theorem. So I take that and square that. I'll do another square of 400, which is the arm length. And add these two together and square root this. And that gives me the Pythagoras result of the length of the hypotenuse. Ta-da! Is that right? No, you son of a bitch. It's still going around in a circle. Oh, what is... I'm not leaving until I get this done. Why is that still coming out as a circle? I know the two lengths. I can get a hypotenuse length, which is a square root of the sum of the square of the two sides. Yeah, Triz. Sorry, I forgot to answer. Yes, the question time Q jump question from Triz is asking about an FPS parkour tutorial. Been dying to make a parkour game like Dying Light and Mirror's Edge. Yeah, sure. If I have the animations for it, sure. But I don't have the animations for it. If I ever do, I will make one. But I don't have it. Can you not lock it to X and Y? No, because you're reading a three-dimensional cast out. I don't know why it's still doing a circle though. That makes zero sense. Well, direction of the... That's the direction of the hypotenuse. That's the camera's direction. That gives us the angle between the two. That gives us the angle which we feed into tan and multiply by 400 to get the length of the back edge. And if we square that, combine them, square root gives us the length of hypotenuse. Why is that not working? Why are we still getting a circle? I mean, it looks... Oh, no, it looks the same as it was before. So I thought it looked better, but no, it looks the same. I don't get why that's not working. The direction... That's the hypotenuse, the angle of the mouse going in. Camera should be right vector so forward. No, it shouldn't be, because we're just getting the angle which way the camera's facing. I might have another way. Let's attach that for now. We just want to draw the debug sphere. I think I might have another way. If I do... Nope. This is haunting me. Yep, this is definitely haunting me. I'm going to go up like that. Would a struct mapping a data set to a integer make more memory space and using a map? Yeah, I think so. Yes, but you're talking about minuscule amounts. You're never gonna notice it. You're optimizing about the wrong things. Nope. Debug line start, get actor location. Line end is going to be location of the mouse projected downwards. So if I do that, oop. Right, so we've got this. Oh, I forgot to add it onto the location. Line start, add that to the location of that. There you go. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing this trace here to work out which angle it's going in, not taking into account the yaw, so just the pitch of the angle of this line, and then projecting another line out from the character at that distance and that pitch, I think. So if I get the direction, direction between direction between these two. We can then do 90 minus look at, else you just do look at. Can the camera boom effect with the mouth? No, it comes from the thing. I'm not too sure what that one is. Problem is, Western Worlds. I'll have a think while we're bug fixing this thing. So get unit direction. I'm going to get the rotator of that. So we're going to make rotator from X. Make rotator from X. And then I just want the pitch from this. Yeah. And I'm going to just draw a line and rotate it by the pitch, I think. So the line, this, we can disconnect this now. The line we're going to do is going to be get actor forward vector, rotate vector by this pitch. And the start of this will be the active location. It's going to 0, 0. Whoops. Rotate forward vector. I forgot to add it onto here. Add that to there. There you go. No. I'm rotating the forward vector by a certain pitch. Oh, I've got multiplied by length. Whoops. Multiplied by 400. As we've been using 400, might as well do 400. There you go. So, works fine for this half of the screen, but not this half. Sake. And the camera. Oh, yeah, we don't want to use the forward vector of the character. We want to use the camera's right vector. Hang on. Get player camera manager. We get right vector. And put that in there. So I can move that up and down. That's correct. But we haven't got this side. So why not? Let me have a look at what we're printing out from this picture. Okay, so the pitch is no different. It's the same. So what's different about that then? Be the yaw. I mean, we could just do a dot product, work out if it's on the left or the right of the character and switch it over to the left or right. But I don't like that. Also, we're not following it properly, are we? Not going up this high. Okay. I'm going to show you the cheat method. So, because I'm gonna figure out this another time. When I do figure this out, I'll make a video all about it just on its own, because I'm swear it doesn't have to be as complicated to work this out. So the thing I'm going to do instead is we're going to do hit result under. Sorry, you have to get the camera controller first. Get player controller. Hit result under cursor or by channel. There you go. The channel we're not really worried about too much, but we're going to make our own one, and nothing's going to interact with it. It's just us working out our angle of our mouse. I'm doing collision. There you go. Trace channel. Oh, no, not object channel. Trace channel. Mouse. By default, everything ignores it. And then I can par that and set that to mouse. Then I'm going to do my little debug sphere. On that. And then hit result. We'll break open. And we'll put in the location of the hit there. And then all you need to do is put in a big fat wall. So I'm drag this out, for example, onto the player there. And I'm going to change its rendering to be hidden in game. And on collision, physics, collision, I'm going to change the presets to custom and set it to block the mouse. There you go. So now that's what we're trying to do with trigonometry, is this. Whatever. That works. That. Okay, so what you can now do is you can take it to angle towards that location. Yeah. Arsehole maths. Yeah, I want to see the mathematical solution. I want to know the better way of doing that, and I will figure it out, and I will make a video on it. Because it's annoying me, and I'm just probably too tired and too ill to think about it. So we'll solve that another day. So yeah, we can just do set rotation of the thing. Back to the original problem at hand. And get the mesh. And the rotation of this is based upon the location of this thing. Oh, we actually got it solved down here. Fine, look at rotation. We want to do that with the mesh. The target will be this location. And I just want to change, I think it was just a pitch, wasn't it? Ah, damn, Quatonian's still doing stupid stuff. Look at it, you stupid thing. I hate rotators. Right, I'm going to figure this out another time. There's going to be an easier way of doing it. I'm going to put it in and it's going to work fine. Yeah. because this is stupid. It should be easy enough to do this, and there's a basic formula to do it. I just can't think what the hell it is right now. I'm gonna figure it out and post my results later. Keep an eye on the social media channels because I will be posting whether or not I've got success, and I feel much better. Okay, we've gone a bit over, but that's fine because I spent ages trying to work out some stupid math problem. We are going to answer a couple more questions. So let me go back up. If you want to ask a question, just chuck it into chat there. Need to go back up to avoid my maths discussions. Hold on. Tom, you're doing a side scroller from Unity to Unreal. Yeah, it's like pretty simple as long as you don't want to do this stupid nonsense. You just let me delete all this because you don't need any of this. One thing that's quite nice as well in Unreal 5.3 is the new renderer for the orthographic view. So if you want to do a 2D side scroller, it looks quite nice. Oh, it's frozen there. Ron Zertnert. Hey Ryan, I have an AI that leaps at the player via the launch character command. However, it gets stuck on walls when it is launched. The clip of the level is already blocked out using cubes and flat walls, so there's no slants for the AI to get stuck on. Is there a way to force the AI back to the nearest point in navigable floor after an action to prevent it getting stuck? So you can use a predict velocity thing. What's it called? Predict objective path. Is it this one? Hang on. Okay, trying to. Yeah, so you can do the predict projectile path here beforehand. So you put in like the starting position, the velocity you're going to launch them at, and this outputs the last trace destination, and then you can work out whether or not that's navigable or not. And you can just put that in navigable radius. Like get random location and just say like is within 5 units is that navigable, for example, and that'll work that out. But yeah, use predict projectile path before you launch them to work out whether or not that's going to be good. Do that, for example. Can we get a hint on the upcoming Game Jam theme? No. No, you can't. Unk Games, how to make general effects to the world, for example, the city twisting. That's going to be if you don't want it to be physics related, i.e. that doesn't matter, you just want it to visually change, you're mostly just messing about with the post-processing of the world. If you want to see an example, I did a live stream many years ago about how I done Animal Crossing sort of world where it rotates on like a cylinder. You can look at that, for example, and see some examples. Western World Studio, did you find any Unreal Fest videos particularly interesting? I haven't watched any yet. I haven't had time yet today. I've been busy back-to-back sessions and other things. Fun fact, I was going to be going and actually going to be delivering talks at this year's Unreal Fest, but I couldn't because of family things. So, sad times. Maybe next time I'll be at next Unreal Fest. But as I say, I'll be in India in November for the Indian Games Conference, giving a talk there. Cody, hey Ryan, please tell me how we can add more realism to AI Move 2 so that the AI does not run along walls and ramming corners, choosing the shortest path. Thank you. Well, it is already choosing the shortest path because that is going to be the shortest path along the walls and around the corners. Like if you were to do it in real life, that would be the shortest path there. If you don't want to do that and want to keep them into the center of the thing, then it's kind of like you can fake it by padding it out a bit. So don't do this. And stay well away from edges like that. But I guess you can randomize their points a little bit. I might have to make a whole video on this one because it's quite lengthy. Yeah. Basically, when they start doing AI Move 2, you can get the path they're going in vector-wise, and you can snap the vectors to different locations if you need to. It's how you make them do like grid-based movement and things like that. So you could do that. You can make it more randomized, I guess. Yeah, so if I got path, and I forget what it's called, so I'll just type in path and I'll do find path to access or location. So do find path to, depends what you're doing. If you're doing to a location, do a location. So path start, path end. This gets you the navigation path, and here you go, path points, and that gets you all the points they're going to walk towards to get there. And then from here you can round them out to be different values. So let's do a quick AI actually for this one. Let's see if we can make this work. Let me go back to my first person map. Yeah. Yeah, you can also do EQS Cody. You can definitely EQS, but EQS is more expensive. But yes, you could totally do EQS. So this other way, for example, I'll take that out. I'll just make some basic AI stuff. Character, AI character. Just give it its and I'll just make it move to me after every second or so. So do set timer by event. We'll do 3 seconds move, and we'll say AI move to pawn itself. Destination is player character. Or yeah, player character. Get player character. I won't do to the target actor. I just do to their location so we can actually look around it. Location. Put that in there. And then on success, we'll delay. Fail, delay as well. 5 seconds, and then tell it to move again. Okay, so it's going to do that. Then I'm going to go to nav mesh, put that in there. And first we'll test that this works. Like that. And remember, hit P to check that, make sure it's generating okay. Yep, nav mesh is there. Let me just delete this generator thing we've done earlier. And let me chuck this AI character in. They're not going to animate correctly, but that's like, we don't care about that. Okay, so you should move. Yep, there you go. Right, so if I go like round here, for example, you don't want him to hug the wall like this in this fashion. You want him to walk through the middle part, basically. Yeah. So, as I said, you can get the path they're walking. So, find path to location. And we just move. Do it here, actually. And the location, actually, I'm going to break it down so it slows it down so we can see it a bit clearer. If I move that along here, do find path first. So actual location is the path end. Path start is the actor location of the actor itself. Return value, I'm going to make a function to print these out. So print debug path. And we're going to have that there. And this is going to print out this navigation path object. So I'm just going to do in here. I'll get path points. That'll be fine. Actually, I won't bother with that. I'll just do it straight from here. Because what we need to do, like this. Path points here. We then do for each. And you can tuck them in a bit by just snapping them, I guess, moving them a bit, or you randomize them. So you do random, not random vector, random point in reachable point in radius. That's the origin. Radius we'll do is, I don't know, 50. And random location will go into there. And so that will go... we need to build this... No, what do we want to do? Equest would be actually easier. So, nav modifiers. You could use nav modifiers, I guess, too. But you still want it to choose it even if it's like... If they need to get close to the wall. That's the thing. You want them to still choose it if they need to get close. You don't want to block them from doing it. You can do snap to grid, yeah, but that may lead to some more issues. I could do this snap to grid, but I guarantee it's going to go weird. So if I do like 50, for example, actually let's do something a bit more extreme. Let's do 100 and put that into there. And for this, I'm just going to just get the first one. No, we can't do that. Equest would be easier. Equest is easier, but it is more expensive. So if you're doing like a zombie horde thing, like you're talking about, that's going to be pricey because you have lots of them doing it. Yeah, out of beta ages ago. We can there. Environment query. Came out of beta ages and ages ago. Yeah, Equest might actually be the better way of doing it. But yeah, you can make it follow points. Yeah, I've done videos on it before. So it's long-winded. You have to go through each one of these and modify it and then pass it back through. And actually, EQS won't actually solve it either because EQS is going to handle the end location probably, but not the journey. I mean, can you change the actor size, mate? The agent size? I don't know if you can actually. One time. Agent. So I can do that, but where is that actually stored? Nav agent. Because we could make him like fatter, for example. So yeah, do that. Avoidance, yeah, if you're doing AI against AI, is no problem. But it's when you've not got AI against walls, for example, that doesn't work. Movement capabilities. I need to change the nav movement. So if I do movement capabilities, right? So here's a little tip, by the way. If there's something in here that you want to change, like the radius of the nav agent, if you just search for the top variable, you're going to find it. So movement capabilities, Capabilities. And if you don't see it here, just turn off this. And you get this. And you get nav movement component. So here I can get the navigation capabilities. So I need to get nav movement component. So just type out nav movement component. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Movement. That'll be this thing. There you go. So from the character movement, get the movement capabilities. And then from there, we can do set. Not set, sorry. We can then do. I'll turn on context back again. Do set members in agent properties, set radius. And I'm going to do. Rather than do that, I wonder if I can make him like temporarily fat. So if I set his radius here to like 100 and then tell him to move like normal. Would that work? Be amazing if it did, because that would make things a lot easier. I'll wait for him to move over here first. Okay. So he should technically be I think he's fat and therefore not walk close to it. But there you go, he's all close to it. Nah. Have agent radius. Oh, I need to set that off. Update nav agent with owner's capsule. I'm going to turn that off. Because that's probably overriding it. Hang on. Right, let's go for it. No. I'm also just going to put him over here so I don't have to wait for him first time around. Yeah. Update nav agent. I'll turn that off. Yeah. Nav agent radius here. Okay, what if I just change it, hard code it here? If I change it to like, I'm going to do it like something large. Let's do 200. I'm going to change this to 200 as well. Because the nav agent stuff this is why you don't get this border around here, for example. Maybe I need to change some settings in navigation and mesh. Hang on. Navigation mesh. Sorry, not mesh, system. Agents. Supported agents. Supported agent mask. Add an agent. Default. Yeah, we'll leave that default. I'm gonna add another one. And we'll do that as a guard, for example. Change the color of it a little bit. Right, we'll change it to like yellow. Nav agent radius will change to 150. Oh. Yeah, it's fine. And then what we get is... They're not going to debug it. Show navigation. We can't change it though. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we are going a bit over time. Why can't I see the difference? You should see like or be able to see the different meshes going on in here. So guard, and if they prefer nav data, we cast nav mesh. Can walk. That's all we need really for that. Default can walk. Nav mesh. we should. Why is that not updating? Hang on. Let's go to the nav mesh thing. Can I change what it's debugging? Or generation agent radius 35. This is another one I'm going to walk away with. Oh, hugging the walls is no problem. We can get them to hug walls. Just get them not to hug walls. Because again, computers are stupid. They're going to go the shortest path. That is the shortest path. But we want them to avoid it, and I thought we could change the agent size here, and it would make them basically think they're fatter. Because like over here, we can change the generation of this to be treated fatter, like that, and you get a wider path, for example. Now it'll do that, but eventually you're going to want them to walk up close to the wall. So we can't rely on that. Unless I change it from static to dynamic generation. But I don't think... Yeah, no. Can you just tell me how to usually correctly make realistic NPC movements? That's what we're trying to do. Most isn't a way to exclude. You can do it. So, for example, we could add modifiers around all the objects, but that's long-winded. You could add modifier volumes. Oh, hang on. Nav modifier volume here, for example. Oh, where'd it go? Again. Like that, and then you change its type. Where is it? To a null to like obstacle, for example. You put it around there, and it will avoid that space. Yeah. But that'll be long going around sorting all that out for every single edge and every single location. Which is pointless. You want it to be dynamically changing. So basically, if they're not in combat, you want them to think they take like the pathing will be more in the middle of the map, or like middle of the corridor rather than the edge of the corridor. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly see if we can change agent size that thing. Yep, sports set. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. That's what you need to solve your problem in this obstacle thing, yeah. You can also make your own ones that have their own costs, make them higher costs, all that. Again, I think this will be another one I'm going to have to make investigate, play about with, and come back to the video, because this supports agents. Like if I do guards, for example, do I have to rebuild the net paths for this? No. See, he goes around the middle there because the nav mesh is treated as like a fat nav mesh. But that means you can't do the up close ones. Oh, Tom, the list is endless. But you see, like the concept works like this, for example. But can you do that? Like I don't want to. You can't, because you obviously can't go in there and turn that off. Support agents default, unless I go in. Hang on, maybe I have to tell him not to be. No, he'll just use this radius 200. What did I set in the product settings? 200 was it? System. 150. We'll do 200. Maybe that was why. Maybe they didn't match up. Therefore, they didn't treat it as one. You know. All I did, Sohaib, was I turned it off basically, so it doesn't support both. But I want it to support both because I want to be able to change his agent radius throughout. But it won't let me. 300. 300. Yeah. Because my understanding of agents were that when you set the radius, like you set all these up here, it will then figure out which one it can fit into based on whatever's closest. But maybe I'm misremembering that. Have a look. It's really annoying me that I can't see both. You should be able to see both nav meshes as well. I don't know why. Am I missing something there? If I show both agent mesh debugs. Multiple agent meshes. So only nav mesh have a default agent. Have you tried to remember flag and recast number?
In the previous video, we set up a navigation.
That's Unreal's documentation kicking in there. nothing useful in this, I don't think. This is just doing the stuff we've just done. Agent. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh! 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 Oh, 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 oh. Can I duplicate this nav mesh? But this one is gonna be nav modifier. Whoops, no, I want nav mesh bounds volume. Duplicate this. Edit, duplicate. Turn that one off for default and turn this one off for guard. Okay. Maybe have 2 nav meshes. No, I'll figure it out. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll make a video on it. But that's enough. I've been perplexed enough tonight. Thank you so much for the tough questions. I'll make videos on them. I'll probably be on this all night now, trying to figure it out. But I will make a video as soon as I've figured it out. I can share it with you all, and yeah, and that'll be good. So take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the evening. I'll be back again live on Saturday with Mimic. We'll be showcasing an update on that and walking through that. Yeah, and if you're at EGX in London, I'll see you there. If not, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.